His Excellency Mr. Gregory P2B has once again made it very clear to Nigerians home and abroad that of course he is contesting to be the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come the year 2027.
Hello and what's up guys? In this video, Peter Obi has finally broken his silence and what he just said is shaking APC to the core. Obi has confirmed that he is 100% running for president in 2027. No more rumors, no more doubts. He is not stepping aside for anyone and he is not going to be anybody's running mate. In fact, he said nobody has even spoken to him about that. So all those stories flying online about Obi teaming up with Atiku, they are all false. Obi says he is focused and is going all in. He also made it clear he is still in Labour Party, but here is a twist that is causing panic. He is now working with the ADC coalition to achieve his dream. That move has seriously unsettled the political space. Meanwhile, people like Wike, openly PDP but working for APC, are moving freely and nobody shouting anti-party. But suddenly, Obi works with ADC and it becomes a problem. The double standard is real. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look guys and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
In this episode, he has maintained that he is not going to be a running mate to anybody. That in fact, that nobody has discussed anything with him about being a running mate. So for all the news we have been seeing over the months flying on the internet space that P2B is going to be Atiku's running mate, P2B has cleared the air in this very episode. He went further to highlight a few things that is of utmost importance for many Nigerians home and abroad. And most importantly, P2B has maintained that he is still in his political party, Labour Party, but he is going to work with the coalition, ADC, to achieve his political ambition. I love the strategy that this coalition under ADC platform is using because over time, we have seen somebody like FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who is here, who is neither here nor there. He is a card-carrying member of PDP, working for APC. Confusion everywhere. When you ask him, he will tell you it is not an anti-party. So it's also nice that people are now shouting anti-party. P2B is Labour Party. He's working with ADC. Atiku is PDP. He's working with ADC. Let the confusion continue in this country, Nigeria. Since on I know they get sense again, it is no longer a good thing to call a spade in this country. Make on listen to P2B.
Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sam, for having me.
How have you been?
Surviving.
Quite a while. Interesting. I saw you yesterday and in the ADCD, the flag up on the unveiling of the coalition platform. How did that come?
Well, you see what we said, the coalition just adopted the party for 2027. So we're trying to work together. You know, the opposition are trying to come together to work together for the sake of Nigeria.
So, what does this then mean? Does it mean that you are an ADC member or a Labour Party member?
Today, I'm a Labour Party member. Now I remain in Labour Party. But we have all agreed to work in coalition for 2027 election. And for that, we've just adopted ADC. Going on, other parties, other individuals are going to still come in. But it's just like an unveiling like you used it before. An adoption, which will still go into bringing other people together under the same umbrella and saying, we want better governance for this country. We want to see more competent government with capacity and character to do that.
So at some point you are going to leave the Labour Party, is that it?
Well, where we are with the coalition, this coalition might have other parties that will come together, like it's happened in the past, and change the name of the party, anything. But right now, we've adopted one party. The other ones are going to come in. So we can't say whether we're going to leave this or we're going to come into this. What is first and mind that we've all agreed to work together.
The implication is a legal one. Whether or not, as someone who is intended to run for office, you have the ability to participate or be in two political parties. It then means that will affect your
There's a difference between intention and say I'm a member of it, and I'm going to work with this group. So it's like, oh, well, I want to invest in this company, where they say, oh, it cannot be in two companies at the same time. But I have indicated my intention, I want to go into this. That is not.
Well, you don't see it as anti-party.
No, there's nothing anti-party.
Well, because I don't think Labour Party agreed to.
Remember, we said for 2027. Then we're not in 2025. It's clear. We've adopted this for 2027. So if I say I'm going to this, that doesn't say, oh, well, listen, I want to be able to prepare of your dinner in the evening. That doesn't mean I should abandon my breakfast and lunch because I'm intended to come and eat your dinner. No, we're going there. We're going to go together. We're not abandoning where we are. At some stage, when that happens,
So you are thinking of being a running mate to Atiku, is that the case right now? That's the intention?
Again, Cheryl, this is not in play. Nobody have ever discussed that.
You know why I'm asking?
I do so many things. Nobody have ever discussed with me whether I'm going to be A or B or C. Cheryl, I'm going to contest for the president of the Republic of Nigeria. And I believe I'm qualified.
You know the reason why I'm asking that? The coalition has been touted as Atiku-led coalition. And there are those who think that organization of that marriage is for an Atiku platform to run.
People just assume anything in this country. And I don't believe in assumption. I can live with it. I'm part of a coalition which will be able to produce a competent president with the capacity, compassion to save this country.
And you look at the assembly in that room. Some have described them as the tactics who are old and young, politically, who have been formerly, some are bad. What, and this is Peter Obi, and your reputation, you know what your reputation is with the Nigerian people. There are those who think that Peter Obi stands for a ray of hope, a beacon of hope for a lot of young Nigerians. And your association with some of those who have been described as friends, former this, former that. You don't think that there's a problem now, there's a contradiction.
So, when a leader comes into the city, you lead everybody. Your job is to change. You change the old, you change the young. You don't just say, oh, my job as a leader is to change those who are not even, and if you look at it, it's about everywhere in the world. Those who brought out change everybody. Even for those of us that are sure in Islam, it's in the Quran, it's in the Bible, that those who actually, like Paul was previously for, who actually wrote everything, was one of those who were major persecutors of Jesus Christ. But God changed. They want good governance.
So like a messiah, that's what you want to be.
Whatever you call it.
A political messiah.
It's not for me to say, oh, this one is bad, this one is good. No. It is everybody to come together so that you can do things.
It's not contradictory though. Those who say some of them plan to sustain military rule in Nigeria. Some of them had run severally in the government that Nigerians are thinking that has failed. And you say you want to reform Nigeria, it's not contradictory.
In fact, I need some who are doing in government. Their experience is critical. I can tell you one of the major companies in the world hired 2 people who have worked in several failed companies because they can tell you what happened, why they failed. You need the experience of those who have failed and those who have succeeded to move on. And I need everybody. It is a critical experience because they know what can fail a system and they know what was wrong with the system. So you need everybody. So if you want to serve, you must serve everybody.
In all of this, the ultimate goal and agenda is to ensure that 2027, this government and this party, APC, led by President Tinubu, is swept out of prominence. That's the agenda, isn't it?
Yes.
And by all means, you are going to pursue it.
We're not going to do it by means. We're going to do it by all lawful means to make sure, because we've seen the failure, we've seen the incompetence of the government, we've seen they don't have the capacity. So you just have to for the sake of our children.
If this option, one of the options is for you to be a running mate, you will still keep it.
There's no option here. Saying, we're not talking about options.
So you have to be on the ballot.
Well, the rest is for Nigerians to decide.
But let me ask you, is there anything specifically that has been happening in Nigeria since the 2023 election that has strengthened your resolve to want to run again in 2027?
See, we should proceed, everyone. We have an income. So, as president of Nigeria, I'll bring civility and order in governance. I'll govern with the Constitution of Nigeria. I will respect the Constitution of Nigeria. I will govern within the laws. The government will obey the law. I will do appointment by federal task. I will appoint competent persons with capacity and compassion for good of Nigeria. People that are worthy of emulation. So I'm not going to be Minister of Petroleum, like it's been. Every ministry will have substantive minister with competence, who has the character, compassion, and capacity to run that ministry. For showing you the things that as president, I will have hands-on reported to me daily or real time. Number one is security of life and property of every Nigerian citizen. Number two is basic education of our children. Because we must put those 18 million people as of them. So it is more important for Nigeria to invest in education than oil. The human capital of Nigeria, considering its population, is a huge asset. I will make sure that hands-on, I know anything that happens about health of Nigerians, starting from primary health care, ensuring we increase insurance coverage, where the rich will pay, where the poor will benefit, and everything. Then I will make sure that I know what happens with agricultural products, which will drive the foundation of our manufacturing. I want to know what is power we are generating daily and distributed daily. I want to look at the SMEs, the manufacturing, to ensure that they are properly supported with adequate interest rates.
I'd like to go into details of some of the crucial areas because you campaigned in 2023 and there are those who say, well, all of the things that this government said they would do is the things that Peter Obi also said he was going to do. Now I'll come to those things in a bit. But all of these things you mentioned, you said you're going to do only in one single term of 4 years.
Yes, you know what is happening to them already. You don't resolve them overnight.
You don't want to spend more than 4 years as president.
Country
being elected.
That's it. I mean, you can actually do all of it. You can actually. Nobody expects 100% result. They expect 100% sacrifice and effort. So we know we're diving there. So there's nobody that's going anywhere is going in one day. But if we step out to go to Kaduna today, people want to see us in Kaduna Road. If we are headed to Lagos Road, we're in the wrong direction. What is happening now is that we're telling people we're going in this direction, we're going in that direction. I said, if you don't know where you're going, every road will lead you there. That's the confusion.
And Nigerians trust that commitment of a single term from you.
So I said it and I put it in capital. I don't need a day more than 4 years. In fact, the day before,
Nigeria in those 4 years.
I will show the direction of good governance. That's what I said.
What end is this one single? Why do you want to spend? The Constitution allows you. You've been a two-time governor. Why do you want to
in 2 years, there had been more damage. That shows 2 years can change it in good direction. People want to get up and see a president that shows compassion. So today we have a country without compassion. Leadership without compassion is what it is. It's a minus. It's not good for the country.
Is there anything that you say that this government is doing that lacks compassion?
So, in December 18th or thereabout, several children died in a battle. I think it was December 18th. On the 19th, the president of Nigeria if from Abuja to Lagos for Christmas holiday. Say, no, I will not do it. I'll go to Ibadan. I will go and look for their parents and cry with them.
The president,
I will show them.
the president went to Benue.
No, listen, no, there was no compassion in that. People lost their children. People lost their children that will lead this country tomorrow. He didn't do that. He went for Christmas holiday. In Benue, he was not there for days. So I will go the first day. And when he got there, he said he couldn't visit the community because of that road. So he has not gone to Niger State, where we lost over 200, and now they said it's 600 that they're still missing, and it's presumed dead. There is only about 15 minutes left from Abuja to Niger. There's no compassion. So I watched our presidents, top government officials in this capital of Abuja commissioning bus stations where we lost 20-something soldiers in Niger. So it will not happen. Is commissioning road more important than our soldiers that are dying? Is commissioning road more important than our children are not in school? So is road more important than children being in school? There's no compassion. There's no governance. I will not be this week. This week alone, Monday, 30-something were killed in one of our states. Tuesday, 13 was killed in one of our states. Yesterday, it was over 10 in Anambra. This morning, it's over 13 in Sokoto. And our president is in island of St. Lucia. That is not even up to the size of St. Lucia. Is 617 square kilometers of land. Mina is 1,700. Mina is 10 times the size of St. Lucia. In terms of population, St. Lucia is only 180,000 people. Ajegunle is 560. Ajegunle. So what is our president doing there?
So that trip is a waste of time. Is that what you said?
No. See, I won't do it. I'm going to go to St. Lucia. That won't last more than 1 day. Our president has not even gone to anything. For 2 days, I've come back from Lagos. I will be in Niger State. I will be in Mwakwa. If there's any place to stay longer, there's in Mwakwa. We have lost 800 to 1,000 people. There, even gave some children scholarship in St. Lucia. When we have 18 million out of school children, with our capital, children are not in school. So that's not governance. The country needs governance.
I mean, are we looking for states to run this country?
No, we're looking for competent persons with capacity, character, and compassion.
So we don't belong to a gang of states?
No. Sense that, even sense. No.
But you're not the same.
No, sense, Greg and President, and a combination of the great sense, Peter and Greg. So it's not just that I'm Peter.
But in character, you're not a saint.
No. In character, a leader must be somebody I said, but the competence, he must have character and behavior, public conduct to show that this is right, this is wrong.
Let me ask you. I'd like you to clarify, because I watch a lot of conversation around you, around every major political figure in this country. How do you clarify this reputation that you work for the Abacha government?
So I've never worked for government before. I can tell you that.
Did you do anything?
No, so let me clarify for you. I've never worked for any government before. So I was a very successful businessman. And everybody knows that. I was a very successful businessman. I built my business from scratch to something of reputation. As a businessman, I'm also sharing part of those who were controlling trade in Lagos State. There was a time during Abacha's government, there was a time during Abacha's government, because when Abacha took over, they faced all ports, seaports and everything closed. So they came out with a policy that caused congestion in our port, even in the airport, goods were not being cleared, goods were not being exported, and everything. And some of us felt, no, we need to go and see the head of state, or at least the commissioner for Minister of Finance, who was one, I think it was Ani. So we came to Abuja, about 50 of us. We had an audience with the Minister of Finance and the President and the head of state. We were able to elucidate the problem we're facing. The President then directed the Finance Minister should take some of us who are the leaders, should just form a committee to decongest all the ports in Nigeria. And we have about 10 or 20 ports. Make sure that in each committee, one of us is involved. That's the only thing I had to do with the port. And then when we finished, which lasted maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they said, it is now time to probe and reorganize the port, because I had written in one of my comments that Nigeria Port Authority is the only port I know in the world that have an office outside its country of operation. And people that have seen what they said, you become a member of the panel. He said, if anything, I was a member that tried to reorganize and sack people. Say you are going to do with working government. I've never met Abacha. I don't know him. I'm not in the military. Say everything I've done in my life is in the public space.
I mean, you seem to campaign more about security than investment. That those who say those monies and you're talking about that you're leaving could have been invested.
So I invested it. I invested in education, which is the most critical investment any nation can do. So I took the state from 20-something where I can make to number 1. So under me, and I challenge any state, under me, all secondary school, I can go down to private, all secondary school in Anambra State had a functional science lab, had a sick bed, had a generator, had 2 buses, had computer. Here I have HP till today. I bought the highest number of computers ever sold by HP to any state in Africa. The order, they're there. You can go and ask HP, or you can go and ask the span of, let me remember his company now. You can go and ask him. No other person has done it.
If you become president, you will be frugal, yet you invest.
No. If I become president, I use the resources effectively. I cannot say buy a new jet.
Even if you need one.
I don't need one. You don't need one. Because you can go to anywhere with that jet. I will never need one.
You fly Airpeace, you fly Ghana, you fly BS.
Of course, baby. I will not use 150 billion to buy a jet when 80% of our primary healthcare centers are not functional.
Even as against security protocols.
Which security?
You've been a governor, you know what it is.
No, what do you mean security? I was a governor for my first 4 years. I drove 406. For the rest of it, I didn't have a bulletproof cars. Nobody decided to kill it. You're doing the right thing. It's when you do the wrong thing that you're talking about that.
Would security agency even allow you
forget all those things?
Or flying?
Saying if your people are dying, you should be ready to die. That's the job you chose. When you go back to your house and live quietly, the president should also be ready to die if your people are dying. Why should you have? We have security vehicles. No, you can fly. Who is protecting you in the air? If you can't, everybody dies there. British Airways flies every day. How many people have died? Are they going to provide the security in the air?
Let me take you to what is important for our nation today is the alternative and the options that we have as a people. The hope of a better Nigeria. And economy is very key. And I look at this government, the administration says they are focused heavily on currency reforms and subsidy removal, which many say have worsened inflation and hardship for ordinary Nigerians. What alternative economic strategies would you pursue to stabilize the economy and protect the most vulnerable compared to the current government's approach should you become president?
True. I campaign on removal of subsidy. But I said, one, if the corruption associated with the subsidy You need to remove first. If you had removed it, as I said, yes, but it was done in a disorganized manner. So everything is about organization. There's a corruption associated with it that you need to remove first to know the actual subsidy and organize how you can gradually deal with whatever is remaining. And people must have to see the alternative. So when this government removed subsidy, you know what they said? They said it's to stop borrowing to sustain it. But this government has borrowed more than government of Yaradua, Jonathan, Buhari put together. As at the time Buhari left, our debt was about 80 trillion. Today we're almost 180 trillion. Without anything to show for it.
Is it a crime to borrow as a government?
No. These are part of the laws that I want to change. We must now make a law that all borrowing must be for investment. In critical areas of development, you don't borrow for consumption. Without that, you waste everybody's time. Say I'm a businessman, there's nothing wrong with borrowing. If I borrow to build factory, it's different if you borrow to pay your father. Because your father is of no value, it's gone. It's just consumption. That's why I keep saying that I want to move this country from consumption to production.
For example, what would you borrow for if you were president?
So I'll borrow to finance education. I'll borrow to ensure that Nigerians have power. I can go on and on. There's so many things.
How long can it take you, for example, to fix Nigerian power situation? You went to Egypt.
Thank you.
What did you learn from them?
That's it. It took Egypt 5 years. They were not going to fix overnight. But remember what I said. Nobody expects 100% success. They want 100% effort. If development and what is the governance must be measurable. So if we decide, okay, we are now at 4,000. So we can decide, I'm only going to do 8,000. But annually, there must be improvements.
How would you do it? How would you fix power?
It's not rocket science. Egypt, I'm not saying now, with the 3 countries that improved power in the recent time, unless one did it yesterday, as at the time I went to Egypt, we are 3 countries in the world: India, Vietnam, and Egypt. These are developing countries. So, governance is about learning from best practices. It is not rocket science.
So what do you feel? Have you identified why I'm over 40 and I've not, in my lifetime since I was born, I've not experienced constant electricity, and my children were born into a similar situation? The question is, have you identified what the problem is?
Yes, the problem is in failure of leadership.
That's the problem of electricity.
Everything. If you have a determined leader, he will learn, he will ensure increments vigorously. Like the president announced that he's happy that your position is in crisis. And I will go there and solve it. As governor of Anambra State, you see me say it every day. When this Okari is there, he came to campaign for Chekunife. I gave him the vehicles that took him to the campaign. When he finished, he came to my lodge, ate lunch in front of me, standing this way, which is standing this way. He said he has come to campaign, that I've done well, which will replace me. I was in that election. And when they go say, oh, this is your 2 weeks, I said, I get the people going to vote. When the people voted, they voted for me.
So the same thing that the president is doing by employing or appointing years on weekend deputy minister and empowering the opposition. Is that the kind of thing you're doing?
No, it's not empowering the opposition. I want to trust in some party. Let's say I'm president today. I want something. I want a labor. I want some APC. I want to be I want to see democracy thrive. I want people to understand. I want to listen to your question. Because then I have an idea that is superior to what I have. That is government.
Would you be forming something like a government of national unity and taking people who are not in your party to form government? Is that the kind of thing you would do?
So we are talking about Nigeria. If they have something that is better, I'll take it.
You appoint ministers outside of your
It's not a
party.
question of appointing ministers. I'm appointing Nigerians who are competent. Happens everywhere. So, the government of England went to Canada to hire a central bank governor. Do you know how old England is? They colonized Canada. They went there because they want it to function. It's only in this country that you put in competent people in a place because they're your relation or they know you. And that's what I'm clamoring for. We have voted for incompetence. We voted for traffic. We voted for religion. Let's vote for competence.
Do you think that the North trust you?
So, I want them to trust me. The biggest asset of this country is in the north. The uncultivated land in the north. The criminality we face in the north today, I'll deal with it. So if I'm president, the north will celebrate me. I have an idea of the problem. So I'm in this country when, if I'm looking for cars, I go to Kano. There used to be dock industries in Bompai 1, in Bompai, Sharadan 1, Sharadan 2, and everything. So I was in Indonesia this year. From February 1 to February 7, meeting from Minister of Health, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Businesses, Minister of this, the former Vice President, to the most popular president. So you learn, and what they did is not rocket science.
Let me ask you this, clearly. You are, there is a popular slogan that you used in the campaign, from consumption to production.
Yes.
Is it
not productive?
Let me ask you, because there are those who have also criticized you that what industry did you even put in an answer when it was coming? You starting with another example. But I'd like to take the Nigerian example.
You know that industries, they people use it as an example.
The brewery, right? As one.
Yes.
But what's the big question here? We're looking at a bigger picture. So we need to start looking at our competitive advantage in the country.
Yes.
Where will the jobs come the most? Where will the more money come as an alternative to oil? If you are the president, where do you think you will focus the most in the very first 1 year that can give us that advantage?
So, I might not turn it around in the very first 1 year, but I can tell you, so we can make more money from agriculture than we make from oil. Any day, any time. I can show it to you.
Which produce will you be focusing on?
Say we have all the produce. Why did you think? Go say, look at the arrays. You know, arrays, which the colonial masters did, were focused on where we were getting products. So there's so much, Nigerian land is so fertile that we can grow anything. Didn't Nigeria say we're having a problem? It has one of the best fertile land on the surface of the earth. So the world is today looking for cassava, looking for yam.
I'm not talking about Nigeria.
I can go.
You know that belt?
Yeah, now the world, yeah, now we're talking. That's 54,000 square kilometers of land.
That's it.
I can grow all that.
Which one would you focus on?
All of them. Simultaneously. Because it's an investment. As I said, I will borrow and put in investment. You are now borrowing for production, not for consumption.
Have you done the math?
Oh, so it's very easy. I don't need to renovate conference center. There's no conference here. So I've done it as a governor. You ask which industry did I build? So one of the first places I renovated as governor was industrial estate in Orita. Go there and see the number of industries. Jonathan commissioned at least 10 industries there. So come, I will show it to you, including the brewery I mentioned. That brewery is the biggest taxpayer in Anambra State. It's government. You know?
Do you applaud this government for some initiative, for example, the tax reform bills, those all laws that have been signed by the president, the student loan, the loan giving, the credit card, and this government will say we are turning the curve, and our economy is gaining momentum.
Sure.
Are you able to applaud those
The reality of governance is the people. Nigeria has never lacked good policy. What they lack is good and committed implementation. Remember, Nigerians are very good people. They're committed. That's why every president comes and says, things are difficult, let's fast. And Nigerians will jump to it and say, okay, let's fast with you. But then the leaders are going to system. just the people just fast. You can't tell people to fast when you fish. Buying new planes, you're inventing houses, buying new mansions, doing this. So we don't have a hospital. If anything happens to you or me now, they can't rush us to a national hospital.
They are private hospitals.
No, they have broken that chain. I'm just telling you. When British Prime Minister had COVID, they took him merit. Had a COVID in the UK, they had COVID, they took him to merit. A national hospital is supposed to be a normal hospital. Go there, they have no equipment. They have no ambulance. And government officials are driving on the road with ambulance. So I've never seen government officials anywhere outside Nigeria discover an ambulance. Not even, no, I lived in the UK for years. Why? Because an ambulance, the hospitals are meant to be hospitals, not to be following government officials.
Promise that. I'd like to know. Because all of these, the policies and everything that we're talking about in terms of the economy, the bottom line is the livelihood of the average person. Completely, a man and a woman who are trying to eat out every day. If they don't work every day, they cannot feed their families. What promise do you have for them? For them to think that Peter Gregory Obi has an idea that can alleviate their poverty, give them some hope. How soon do you think, should you be elected president, that you can help them out of this poverty and this hopelessness?
So it's not going to be overnight. But let me tell you,
But you will do it in 4 years.
from day one, I will tackle the issue of security. You can't tell me that non-state actors can be stronger than state.
How would you do that?
We declare war. Say we've lost more people than countries at war. So let's go to war. Let's do whatever it is. Even this borrowing you're talking, borrow money to put into security, into equipment, get the manpower.
But you will not get those equipment in real time. You have to wait until they manufacture.
Let me tell
It's
you,
frustrating.
there's nothing you cannot do if you want to do it. It's frustrating.
So this government doesn't have the willpower or what?
I just told you, people are being killed. They're not even there. They're commissioning bus station. So you cannot tell me that the high people will be sitting where we have 10 soldiers die, which I'm not sure the police die and everything, which I'm not sure they're being killed. And my job is to sit for 2-3 hours where they're commissioning bus station. So I'm not doing it. I will shut it down and go out there.
The president of emergency on security.
No, if there's a war, we declare war. We can be at war. There's nothing wrong in saying our country is at war.
By yourself as a commander-in-chief, go to the war front.
I can tell you, Shehu, I might not go physically, but I'll go. But I'll be with the people there. They will know I'm with them.
What are the...
Yeah, if anything things have happened to me as a governor, I wish you can go and meet my police commissioners when we have problem. One is John Haruna. We have one is alive, Bello. I told him we have war. You must see me 24 hours. It's like a commander of the army when I was there. And then he's in Abuja here. I told him we are at war. And then you can see me anytime. I must stop this criminality. And I'm asking that if you look at an interview from then Eji Abubakar, I said for 5 years, we've not had issue of bank robbery, major crime in Anambra State.
But there were straight of the kidnappings and a few of those.
There's nothing you will not see anywhere in the world. The kidnappings in America, they give people in America. The difference is that if anything happens, there's from government. People want to see.
You don't have alternatives, Obi, on how to stop, because we've been employing the same techniques over the years. Have you learned a new way to solve this insecurity problem?
There is so many. If I told you, there's what they call natural insecurity. That is pulling people out of poverty. So by the time you invest, the entire state in the north cumulatively, over the past 2 years, have not been able to support the SMEs with more than $1 billion. Let me be honest. I've been to 2 states in the north. Who told me they apply for Bank of Industry, saying there's 150 billion, military to buy plane and put it in the matching fund, just for example, and get another 150 billion, that's 300, shared by the 19 quality states, which will get 50 billion. When this period, and you give it to these young people, they will have gone to prison and see these young people that have problems. And ask them why they did it. They have no job. They don't know where the next one will come from. And if you don't know where the next one will come from, so nobody can know. Like, imagine what they can do.
Let me ask you, as a governor, there are those who say the security units need to play their roles. There's just the President of the Federal Republic and the 36 state leaders of that state government. The question is, issue of state policing come to there. What would you suggest as the alternative solution in governing all of the state of the country and making sure that they are properly policed?
So, I will have community policing, I will encourage it. Local government policing, encourage it. State policing, I will encourage it. Federal policing. So, as governor, every community in Anambra State have community security system, employing 10 to 20 persons directly from my office as governor, was paying for security personnel that was running it. So if you stay in one town, the radio, you cannot. The three major criminals that were operating in the Southeast, everybody knows them. You will not know because of their equal names, Ofaku, Oisikanku, Gwekelo, because once you sit in one town, the radio, they must get you in another town. I would do that. I said, I would do whatever it is to secure the country. Security is number one. You say, nobody's going to come and invest in Lagos. If you hear there's bomb in Boronu, when the bomb will come to Lagos. So you need to, the reputation of your country in terms of security, in terms of local investment, is critical for it.
It's like when you touched on the issue of the security in the Southeast, there were those who criticized you, and you never came out to condemn the role IPOP and those who were the agitators and those who were asking for things and some of the killings that happened.
They're not following me. I've condemned killings everywhere. Even the one that happened in Anambra State.
We're talking about IPOP.
I said I condemned everything. The only thing I said about agitators, let me tell you now. So it doesn't matter what. There's Yoruba agitators. There's other agitators. I will talk to all of them. There's nothing wrong with agitators. Anybody who says, okay, come on, let's talk. You must exhaust reason. For sure, I see all those functionalities as a function of a dysfunctional, is a result of a dysfunctional society. If you do the right things, all these things will collapse on its own. So what I'm going to unleash here and go. Somebody who works in government will change it.
What is to be canvassing for a political solution to the case of an applicant?
For every one of them. I mean, why am I living here? It makes sense to me. Some people say because you use more than once and everything. Then they say, well, because say, oh, you did more than once. They say, it doesn't bother me if I'm president when they call me thief, call me less man, call me idiot, which they call me today. It doesn't bother me. My duty as a leader is to the common man to put food on your table.
But if you're talking about the situation in the Southeast, is it the same way you handle the agitators and those who are killing in the Northeast and the Northwest?
What I said, if there are people I can talk to, I will talk to them. But remember what I said, once there is just reason, I'll deal with it. Let's say tomorrow we have a bandit by name so operating in the Northeast. I will say, put me anywhere. But remember, that is just establish a link to say enough is enough.
After what?
Deal with it decisively.
Are you happy with the peace and quiet in the Southeast after the arrest of Simon Kemp?
There's no peace anywhere like in Nigeria now. So for me, I just told you they killed 10 yesterday in my state. Is that peace? People are being killed everywhere in Nigeria. Everywhere.
Let me ask you,
Yes.
sorry. A lot of your followers believe so much in you. And those who do not believe in you, they don't think that you're right, you're the right man. Why do you think Nigerians should trust a Peter Obi that will give them hope and will give them focus. Today, can they trust you?
So everything I've said, I did. As governor, when I was campaigning to be governor of Anambra State, I said I will fix education. I will make sure I improve education. There will never be a time children will not be in school. I can show you education increase. I said we're going to deal with the issue of health. We didn't have one single school of nursing and school of midwifery. By the time I left, we have more schools of midwifery and school of nursing today in the States. So I talked about rural roads opening up. You can go on and on. It is not
So Nigerians,
like I said, no,
they will have the solution.
What they can do when I talk about corruption, see, we have fight corruption head on. Head on. And I said it. If you, who is number one, either at level, national level or state, is not selling, your wife is not, your family is not reduced by 50%, let an experiment with. I've had people now say, oh, but you're corrupt. Well, sure, I left 36 billion naira I would have stolen. I left $150 million I would have stolen. So that they never seen a thief. Leave what he can
So
steal.
people will make reference to the Panama Papers and some of the
No, so I ask you a question. Have you seen a thief leave what he can steal? Even in the church today, you go say, take your phone, mind your phone, because there's no thief come there. No thief has left what he can steal. So when they talk about Pandora Papers, I say, go and investigate it in full. You know, we exaggerate here. That is a legal entity for a state arrangement. So I'll focus on the critical areas of development.
It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And I wish you the very best in the coming days.